it has been incredibly one-sided. Games determined by Gen.G winning a fight at second Drake and then never giving up anything after that point. JDG did elect first pick. Gen.G chose to be on the blue side for this game. Now let's get into picks and bans.
Varus, Nico are going to be taken off the board once again. Orianna, Rise probably going to be similar from Gen.G, and they might just ban the Karma. You know what? Because why change anything?
Yeah.
So far, nothing has broken you. You are unperturbed, you are undisturbed, you are unbothered by what your opposition chooses to bring to the Rift because you are simply better.
Flourishing, thriving.
Moisturized?
Yeah, there was a thing for a while. It's like, I'm moisturized, I'm living my best life.
Oh.
Like
I would recommend
spa.
that you should moisturize. It's good for your skin.
It's very good for your skin.
Anyway,
there's the Karma ban.
let's jump back into this game. JDG, what are they going to remove from the pool? With Varus and Nico gone, what is the first pick now? Because all of JunJia's favorite junglers are gone. We're now moving into Wukong, Nocturne, sort of hard engage type of junglers, a little bit more team fighting. Galio going to be banned away.
Right, Nocturne was banned away by JDG in game 2. So maybe we'll see them look for that early doors here. There are things like the Mundo as well, a very strong tank jungler.
I feel like blind picking Mundo into Canyon is a risk.
It is, I mean, blind picking anything into Canyon is a risk.
No.
Picking anything into Gen.G is a risk, buddy.
You got to be able to pick some things.
Sure.
I'm just saying that if we're going to... Are we really going to blind pick a Mundo? I mean, game 3, I guess the options... But blind pick an Annie.
Okay, Annie was buffed a little bit on the previous patch.
Okay. I'm immediately thinking, like, the way you beat Annie is you kind of outrange her. You could do Victor if you want to survive the burst and do, like, Rod of Ages Victor builds.
Azir?
You could do Azir. It's a little risky. But yeah, I mean, Chovy's Azir is probably fine. I feel like he won't do it, though. Anyway, Ambessa is currently the hover. A flex pick can be played both top and jungle. We'll see what direction they choose to go. They don't have to decide right now. With Yunara gone, I'm thinking about AD carries that might be really important at this point in the series. Corki, we haven't seen a huge amount of just yet.
Could look towards something like the Jhin as well, if you just want an AD carry that stands back as your team engages. Kai'Sa, if you want follow-up on a dive composition as well.
I'm pretty clever, don't you think?
Or Victor.
I've
always thought you were very clever, Ben.
You liar.
Yeah. No, I've always thought you were very clever. I just like picking it apart. Oh,
no,
get wrecked! Noob! Obviously it was Hwei. Obviously.
Oh, Chovy, you tease me. Okay, yeah, I mean, Hwei it pretty much does what we were talking about in the context of range, right? He basically keeps Annie away from him and is relatively safe. So now, JDG, are you going to do the Annie Wukong?
Yeah.
Funnily enough, a 2023 JDG special.
That was.
A different iteration of JDG, but very much still holds true to this day. Gives you a really powerful level 6 spike. And yeah, it's a fast combo in that flash, bear, stun, fiery death, into knocked up into the sky, into lots of damage being done everywhere. Seems though instead they want to prioritize their bot lane. They want to get the Corki Nami. Gen.G can't match both, which means the JDG can then pinch the pool afterwards. But Gen.G could just secure their top side if they want, or they could look to lock in a support. Maybe a Thrash if they want a hook champion, maybe even Nautilus.
Yeah, the only risk with like a Nautilus is you are going into an Annie, Nami, Corki, right? Like Corki can Valk away. If you catch the Nami, sure. But if you are in there and the rest of your team isn't there to follow up, you are kind of just
They're going
dead.
in there.
They are going in there. Everyone is going in there. It's true. There's the Nocturne.
Now, normally, we've cast a lot of EU Nocturnes.
That we have.
And generally, if it doesn't have proper follow-up, I don't love Nocturne.
Sure.
Because he's just kind of like, I'm diving onto a backline alone.
Yeah.
Which is often why we see Ori Nocturne. Often it's paired with something with like some good burst
Kai'Sa
or whatever.
Yeah,
something like that, right? But this is Canyon's Nocturne. So I have
true.
to reshape my perspective of how Nocturne is to be played.
Nocturne is he's an electrician in Canyon's hands.
Tell me.
Turns off the lights.
Yeah.
And then they just play around in the dark. He doesn't actually have to go in. It's I'm just going to turn off all these lights.
Absolutely.
Good luck. I have my night vision goggles. He's kind of an electrician / ninja, apparently.
Right, yeah, absolutely.
He's got his goggles on.
Yeah.
And then the other team is just like stumbling around trying to find anyone.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And I mean, Hwei, the range we talked about earlier, yeah, he's got the, again, what I know it as
Severing
is it's
bolt?
QW, right? That's how I know
Severing
it.
bolt.
It is Severing Bolt. Okay. But QW is
QW
good,
is 7
following
gold,
up with
yes.
the Nocturne. And then Ambessa is going to be that natural follow-up as well. Now, the Wukong ban, we kind of expected Wukong to be the priority. Gen.G aligned with us and said, you know what, we're going to take that out of the pool. Jack's going to be removed as a response to the Ambessa top lane from Xiaoxu. I think that makes sense. I think Xiaoxu, he demonstrated that he's got the moves.
Oh, yeah,
right?
100%.
So taking away that counter pick, I think, makes a ton of sense. The Nautilus that we just discussed, going to be removed from the side of JDG. Are they concerned about another hook champion? No, the Renata. Okay, so they are going to look for some type of engage. Is it a Malphite, Medic? How are you feeling about that?
I'm not a massive fan of Malphite. I mean, Malphite into Ambessa's fine, right?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like they probably want to see what AD carrier support comes through.
I think the problem, you're saying JDG pick Malphite top.
No, jungle.
Oh, jungle.
I mean, I'm looking at Junjia's pool, and one of his most played is Malphite.
I think the risk is if you Malphite ult the backline and then Paranoia comes out.
Okay, with Alistar, I don't
your
like
team
Malphite
then
anymore.
can't see anything on the.
Yeah.
You know, there's a Silas possibility, although you kind of need an AD top if you're going to do that. I wouldn't mind Silas.
Your comp's a little bit squishy. You don't really have anyone to tank Baron. They might do a Scion top. Oh, Maokai, I don't like it, man. I don't like Maokai with like an AP mid. The main reason is just, so you want to build Merc Treads against Annie.
Sure.
So if you then pick Maokai, you're now just getting extra value out of your Merc Treads.
That's true.
As opposed to something that's just a little bit, that's why Wukong is such a great pairing, because like, oh, you're going to build armor boots? Well, now Annie's having free reign. But if you don't build MR, then your Wukong's going to do a ton of damage. So I don't love Maokai. I understand why they're doing it. It's a good team fight control. They don't really have an engage, and so Maokai kind of acts as a pseudo-engage, and the Zaahen's going to be that follow-up. I'm concerned about how much range JDG really have available to them playing into Hwei. I feel like Chovy's got like all the space in the world with a comp like this, and I think as long as Duro doesn't overcommit, they're chilling. They are mega. And if they go Sivir, Sivir I think is so good. The spell shield to mitigate. Okay, they're going Jhin. All right, I mean, that's also fine.
I mean, it's the same idea, right? You just stand a mile away and you curtain call and the rest of the team goes in and you're like, cool, excellent.
Yeah, I was thinking about it actually, like Sivir is actually relatively short range, all things considered. Whereas Jhin, you're completely right. The ulti gives you so much space. And now, like, Jhin, on paper, this comp seems a bit like it wants to do two different things, because you've got Ambessa and Nocturne that want to dive forward, and you've got Chovy on Hwei and Ruler on Jhin that want to play back.
Yeah.
But what they'll do is they'll leverage their poke first, and the moment that enough poke has been done and you overstep, then they go, right? And it's about that patient play that, truthfully, many teams in the world just can't execute. I think patience in League of Legends is a really hard thing to navigate. Knowing the right time to force the engage is a very hard skill, but Gen.G have mastered it. They are masters of that patient play. And we saw it in game one, right? Same idea. Caitlyn TF, you chip away at them, chip away, and then someone oversteps, you immediately go and you win the team fight. So same idea here from Gen.G.
It's a similarity between myself and Gen.G. We have a lot of experience with patience.
Is that because you were a former doctor?
Yes.
I see.
Thank you.
Yeah, very clever.
Anyway, for JDG, the question is, can you come back? First two games of this series have been incredibly one-sided. They were able to get a bit of a lead in game one, but after that, really haven't had fights that came out too far in their favor. And Gen.G,
they're at the precipice of setting a new record, Medic.
Gen.G are,
We've done the math.
We have.
Hit us with the math, Medic.
Oh, you want me to tell them the math?
Yeah, I mean, you did the math. I would just give you numbers.
Fastest ever best of 5 internationally was G2 versus Team Liquid, MSI.
We remember
finals.
that one fondly.
2019. We had to say it.
We had to say
the year.
it.
G2
Sorry,
2019.
guys, we had to get it in there.
Fastest ever best of 5. This series, if this game ends in 23 minutes and 7 seconds or less, becomes the fastest ever international best of 5.
So 23 minutes and 7 seconds is the time that you're looking for Gen.G to break that fastest international
Importantly, Gen.G would have to win this game for that record to be set.
They absolutely would have to do that.
If JDG win it in like 22:15, not the fastest international best of 5.
Yeah, that is correct.
I think it's an important clarification.
Gen.G, I mean, it's just a demonstration of the dominance that they are demonstrating here at this tournament.
We were talking about it a little bit in the break. It's one of those things where Gen.G are making JDG look poor.
They are.
But They're not.
JDG's not a bad team.
Yeah, they're not a bad team at all.
You don't get second in the LPL being a bad team. Okay, that's not what happens. And I know the Lion fans are like, we could beat this JDG. And I don't think this is an accurate representation of how good JDG really is, because Gen.G just have this effect where they just make good teams look very bad simply because of how dominant they truly are. JDG looking to get their first win on the board. They already have a very small goal lead. GALA and Vampire off to a fantastic start in the 2v2 lane, simply because, I mean, Alistar is having a miserable time. Alistar is not going to be having fun in this lane.
It's also Jhin. You get 4 auto attacks to try and trade back. It's like, we're probably going to lose that into an ebb and flow. Tidecaller's blessing on GALA, who can use that Gatling gun to reduce your armor. Yeah, not the easiest early doors for the Cow and the Artist in the bot lane, but Gen.G should be okay just surviving a little bit of that early pressure. Does look like it's going to be a plate over to GALA and Vampire, though, on the right of your screens. HongQ did get the push in mid as well, forced Chovy down, and has had to come back with a Sapphire Crystal here on the Hwei.
Yeah, I mean, for me, the biggest thing I'm concerned about for JDG's draft is largely this Maokai. I don't think they have easy access to the backline. I know that they were a little bit limited in terms of jungle options. I do think they should have prioritized getting that Wukong before, but also just double AP mid-jungle makes Merc Treads have a ton of value. And how are they going to close that gap? How are they going to successfully get on top of these backline carries, as Gen.G have demonstrated their ability to play at range so many times before? Now, Kiin hovering around mid lane. He's threatening a gank.
HongQ oversteps. HongQ has used that teleport already, but is able just to walk away from the devastating fire out of Chovy. Takes a bit of damage, but nothing too major.
Sidestep, connects the stun, shield comes through. Kind of what we're expecting from these trades. And he has options, but overall it's just pretty stock standard, slow early game phase. Duro, bubble doesn't connect. Could have been a nice chunk of damage from JDG's bot lane 2 versus 2. Not going to find much off the back of that though. TP's committed now from the majority of the solo laners. On a Kiin with his left. As JunJia back on his top to bot side clear. So kind of what we've come to expect from this series, a relatively slow and quiet start. As everyone is enjoying the calm, quiet sounds of Summer's Rift.
It's not too calm or quiet.
It's actually very calm and soothing, eh?
Xiaoxu?
Just because champions are fighting to the death in their respective lanes doesn't mean that it can't be calm and soothing.
I guess the important clarification is it's not to the death. If it was to the death, then we'd see a little bit more death.
They absolutely die. Just because they resurrect doesn't mean that they forego the...
Right now, no one is doing that, Vedi. They are just fighting.
But they can be fighting to death. They might not be succeeding.
Oh, true, I guess.
It's you that's the master of pedantry here. Are we not getting into the technically correct verbiage? All right then.
That's just quintessential support gameplay right there.
How's it going?
Remember and Duro just standing next to each other remote and you're like, yeah, wave stays good.
What's up,
for me,
man?
wave stays good. Yeah, solid.
Right,
you know, I'll take it. It's fine. Oh, Duro with the
Wait, can't Vampire build stacks hitting Duro?
Only when Gala's nearby.
Yeah,
so he needs Gala to get nearby. As we see Chovy getting caught in the mid lane. Tibber's coming down. No follow-up CC onto Chovy means that he can just flash away.
Yeah, but it does mean, though, that when HongQ gets his ulti back up later on, Flash, Tibbers, going to be something scary for Chovy to have to navigate. Getting that level advantage was a nice touch there from JDG, knowing that they had that small window of opportunity to make the play happen. Trade flashes. Small advantage gained for JDG overall. As the junglers continue their clear. Duro, ooh, nice combo. Bubble doesn't connect.
GALA has to use the barrier there to survive through it.
Ooh, that's the biggest loss of them all, really.
As opposed to the first 2 games.
Yeah, no, that one was for sure. Probably that one I felt the most.
Yeah, understandable. Yeah, relatively slow early game between the two teams. Slight goal lead for JDG, but once again, JunJia, apart from that gank in mid, hasn't been able to have as much impact for JDG as they would like. It's a bot side scuttle spawn. JunJia goes in, Bramble Smash back. Both of them have that upgraded smite. So
this is contestable.
HongQ, it is contestable, as you say. It's going to force Gen.G away, and because of that, JunJia will get the level 6, and I think Gen.G might have to give up the first Drake of the game.
Ooh, I don't know about that. That wave still needs to be caught in mid lane. Chovy's got the push. The bot wave needs to be dealt with still. Canyon not level 6 just... Oh, wow, okay, we're committed.
Going out from a long way away. Ruler and Duro might have to flash the cleanse out from Ruler immediately, but look at the damage onto him. Good Aqua Prism landing onto Duro. Canyon stopping his back means that JDG won't go any further.
Okay, so JunJia using his ult very early means he won't have it for the fight, but Canyon's not farming anything right now. He's still half a level off. Okay. Okay, all right. This looks like this is going to be Dragon for JDG. I think this is their first Dragon of the series.
I think so too.
Yeah. Right now, this is not looking like a 23-minute and 7-7 victory for Gen.G. Right now.
We're 7 minutes in. It's the second Drake bet.
Yeah.
Every time it's been the second Drake fight.
Yeah, no, you're right. But look at this, a 700 gold lead. Now, some of you at home, if you've just tuned in, you might be wondering, wow, I feel like they're being a little bit condescending. You know, like, and the truth is, Gen.G, if you've only just tuned in, they won a 23-minute game and then they won a 24-minute game. So honestly, we're kind of just hoping for the best for JDG, that they can show us something as we get closer to the mid-game, because Gen.G have been nothing but a force in this series.
And you have to remember, like, JDG have kept one of their players from last year. It's Xiaoxu. JunJia and HongQ came over from CFO. GALA and Vampire have joined the lineup. Vampire, a rookie to the international stage, alongside Xiaoxu. So for them to even be able to butt heads against Gen.G, even to be able to get second place in the LPL, incredibly impressive. Tabi has led them really well as the Grim Deliverance coming down with Paranoia there for the chase. Cultivation of War, that passive on Xiaoxu will bring him back to life. Gen.G, though, still looking to take him down. The curtains open on HongQ, and they close immediately as Chovy secures the kill. Meanwhile, on the top side, Xiaoxu's gonna fall as well, and Gen.G roaring to life in Game 3.
And just like that, the gold swings. Gen.G find plays across the rift. They make magic happen in mid lane. They find a nice gank in top. JunJia was too far away to help this top laner out. And even though Xiaoxu, he actually came so close to getting a kill back onto Kiin, he just didn't quite have the damage. JunJia, though, I think it was... Nah, he's not going to be able to hand this over. The TP will come through. JunJia, they'll get a kill on
Duro,
bots.
it's going to go down. Vampire takes the kill, though. Not really what you want. GALA has to use the barrier.
Yeah, he had to there. The tower, I think, had stacked too many times and was threatening the kill. It's unfortunate for JDG that the kill does go over to Vampire. They would have loved to funnel that gold into GALA, get him towards that Trinity Force.
Tidal Wave. Ruler does have flash, uses it away from the activism. GALA Valkyrieing forward, flashing himself as well. And with the phosphorus bomb and the Gatling gun, GALA rattles through Ruler.
Okay, nicely done there by the bot lane of JDG. Really coming to life here in Game 3. Ruler expecting the bot lane to have gone back to base, ends up getting punished. He thinks that he's safe because he has his flash, but he ends up paying for it. Empire, he's fine. He's not going to be interrupted by Duro. But a nice advantage gained. And JDG definitely swinging back here in Game 3.
Yeah, 1,000 gold lead now for JDG. 800 of that sitting on GALA, one of the most experienced players on the roster. That NSI title back on RNG. Picked up a couple of them, actually, in consecutive years. And him against Ruler is one of those matchups that we've actually seen quite a lot over the years. Ruler does have the advantage of it. When he was playing on JDG, it was GALA sitting on LNG. And JDG at those times in 2023 were the dominant team, not only in the region, but in the world. Only just getting stopped by T1 on their way to Golden Road.
And JDG have gone through so many iterations of their coaching staff and their roster to finally land a roster that was, I think, a little bit surprising to many for it to find success this quickly. For them to be doing so well domestically, getting that second seed from the LPL. Now, though, they're looking to get a game over Gen.G as they set their sights on Kiin.
Nature's Grass coming out. Kiin will be locked up by it, but look at how low Xiaoxu is. Can he really step forward any further? Goes in with the Grim Deliverance, but might just be taken out by the Paranoia. Canyon fears him back. Kiin trying to escape JunJia's clutches and does so. Gen.G pounce on an engage from JDG.
Yeah, I liked what I've been seeing from Xiaoxu so far in this series, but that play right there, I mean, he basically just lost all of his HP without trading any of it back against Kiin. I have to imagine that he had a lot on cooldown when the gank was happening, and it meant that between the two of them, they just didn't have the damage to find that kill. Gen.G turn it back, they find a kill of their own. Now Canyon on Nocturne already in a fantastic position with that first item completed. Kiin now, we look back at this replay, the ulti comes through. Yeah, Xiaoxu used a lot of his skills right at the start. He's just walking at him, trying to land those autos. He then finally blocks the Q, gets a bit of healing back, drops the ulti, but at this point, Kiin has already been able to create enough space that there's little to no option. So close to blocking the passive. If it hadn't been for the fear, he would have been in some serious... maybe there was room for outplay.
Could you hear all of the ghosts of top laners passes fighting in that replay as well.
I think I tuned that out.
I just heard, wow, 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 wow. Tons of fighting happening in the top lane, but yeah, Canyon 2-0 now on this Nocturne, as you say, Vedi. Still a pretty even game between the two teams. 30 seconds on the next Drake, though, and this is where the games have been exploding in Gen.G's favor. You can see Duro and Canyon working together in that bot side river to get control. Going to get the knock up onto JunJia here just to try and force him out. With GALA and Vampire able to move first out of bot, Ruler having to catch the wave under tower. Duro and Canyon back away. Just
a really subtle thing there that Chovy did. He denied an entire wave from HongQ underneath his tower. HongQ didn't want to expend the stun to last hit some of those melee minions. So as a result of that, Chovy actually threw down the root that if HongQ had approached too closely, it would have just cost him his life. So an entire wave completely denied. And Chovy, like, these are the small things that Chovy does to build up a 1v1 lead against his lane opponents.
1,000 gold ahead, Vedi.
Yeah.
1,000 gold ahead.
Yeah, I mean, he's secured 3 plates in mid lane. Yeah. He's gotten a kill. And, I mean, he's got 16 CS ahead. So he's in a fantastic position right now.
Basically matching the lead that GALA's had. Chovy, once again, continues to be one of the best players, if not the best player in the world this year. Let's see. CSD at 14, usually something everyone talks about. You're Chovying. People are getting more farm these days with, you know, more minions available on the map, but Chovy continues to impress over in the LCK.
He absolutely does. And game 1, he did get solo killed, but it didn't really matter in the grand scheme of things. His Twisted Fate, he was able to bounce back beautifully. And so far in this series, I would say he's been very clean, doing what he often does, just dominating his lane opponent. And HongQ has done a really valiant job of putting up a good fight. Very aware of an engage. Ooh, nice interrupt on the back there from Kiin. But when we talk about best players, I think like Kiin is kind of the player that coming into this tournament, people are looking at like, I think he is the best player in the world right now. This series, though, not been his best, I will admit. Maybe just a start to the tournament. Like, that doesn't mean that he's had... he's definitely had some solid plays, but, I mean, Xiaoxu getting the solo kill in the previous game as well. This series very much feels like it's largely been driven by Canyon and Chovy. I mean, with
Ruler to a degree as well.
I mean, it's one of those things as well you don't appreciate it. We talked a lot about it, but Duro, like, you're just seeing it now. You just look at the minimap, there's 2 wards every time, enemy jungle, every time. Yeah. Duro is so good at getting that deep vision. He is really just, he's super, super consistent at it. He's always tracking where the enemy jungle is, and it makes Canyon's life just so much easier when he knows exactly what the enemy jungler is up to. So credit to Duro. Like, he doesn't necessarily make the flashiest plays. He had that blast cone play, of course, in the Java one, which was always entertaining to watch. But yeah, his vision control is absolutely immaculate. Makes it much harder to just play the game.
Really does. For JDG, though, they've escaped the second dragon trap that has been laid in the last couple of games.
The goal difference isn't that... It's all pretty much on Chovy. Yeah. So now, if you kill Chovy...
I mean, GALA's 1,000 gold ahead as well.
Yes, he is.
You can compare Kiin ahead of Xiaoxu and GALA ahead of Ruler, and then Chovy is the guy that kind of sits in that.
But when we look at the coin-based gold round, you can see that that is where the gold lead is for JDG right now, and that is the player that we're watching. This bot lane can step up and potentially make magic happen. Remember, 2307 is the number for Gen.G if they want to break that record.
I feel like we've walked away from that.
We may have, but again, Gen.G, you never know.
Yeah, I mean, if they manage to win the game,
I'm going to be honest with you, Medic. When 1647 happened, the game state was not in a position, and I thought 1647 was going to happen.
That's very true. That is very true. JDG looking up towards the top side. The Rift Tower helped out a lot with that 1647. Here, looks like JDG are going to be able to secure it. All the neutrals, apart from the grubs, going over to them. While this is happening, HongQ is getting forced away from the bot lane tower. Gold being given over to Chovy once again, alongside Canyon. It's going to be almost a 2k lead for Chovy when this is complete.
That is a juicy bit of gold that has just been injected. TP committed top side. It feels like JDG want to make the cross map.
Grim Deliverance going in. Kiin flashing, dashing underneath the tower. HongQ on his way across. Kiin trying to clear out the way. Public execution goes wide as JunJia goes in with a twisted advance. And down goes Kiin. JDG collapse on the top side of the map. Meanwhile, Gen.G continue to push through bot.
I think they need to use this Herald top now to get some momentum back. They're getting a ton of plates in the bottom lane. Bubble.
Great bubble out of Vampire. Uses the heal for the extra movement speed, but can't really follow up any further on it.
I really want to see this bot tower, though. Like, I feel... Oh, my God, they're just going to get it. Like, look at the gold that's being injected into this duo right now. Chovy, how much is he going to pick up? Well, okay, 85. But collectively, across the tower, they got a lot. Yeah, he's got a 2.1k gold lead. Does he have enough to just finish an item?
Let's see, he's got a Codex. He goes back.
And yes, he does.
Horizon
Focus just going to be finished. Okay, so he's a full item up over his lane opponent. We'll look back at this top lane dive. A little to break down here, really. They force the flash out early. He's got very few options. Kiin can't do much to outplay this, really. And I think that Gen.G do the correct call. They just continue pushing. There's no one that can answer them, really. And so another tower is secured. That mid tower is getting very low. Chovy gonna last hit it. Another tower secured. I mean, Chovy is just so wealthy right now.
It's absolutely monstrous. Next Drake up in 40 seconds time. JDG can still hang their hopes on an Infernal Soul.
Yeah, this is an exciting one because, I mean, double Trinity Force completed for JDG. Of course, Chovy is the biggest difference maker. And again, we come back to that question. How do you get onto Chovy? JDG don't have the easiest engage tool. They've got good disengage, they've got great zone control, Nami plus Maokai. You can occupy a lot of space, but can you get onto the threats? That's the big question.
HongQ can flash Tibbers. Meanwhile, on the top side, see the public execution, Grim Deliverance exchanged between Kiin and Xiaoxu. Dreaded Return not going to hit onto Kiin, who is able to walk away. Does have the TP, he's trying to get away from Xiaoxu right now, as JunJia's forced away from the Dragon Pit. Teleport out from Kiin. Xiaoxu has a TP of his own, will want to go back to base first, though. If they are going to try and contest this, we'll see if he goes for it. JDG fronting up. Nature's Grass coming out. JunJia puts the Riptail down as well. The Nature's Grass route only lands onto one. Canyon with the smite there, managing to secure the Drake. Meanwhile, Duro looking for that back line. Can't get in far enough, but Gen.G still very healthy. Xiaoxu with the flank position. Duro with the knockup, trying to headbutt him away from Ruler. Chovy in the middle of the pit now as GALA begins to open up. Chovy has to flash. GALA, flash Valkyrie, gets the kill. They'll chase Ruler out. He flashes as well. Kiin's now joined the fray. JunJia flashes away. Canyon looking to kill off Tibbers here with Kiin, but can they extricate themselves from this situation? Kiin doesn't have the public execution. The curtain's open. 1 shot, 2 shots, 3 shot wide. GALA kills Kiin. Vampire flashes away and survives. JDG win the fight.
For the first time this series, JDG get a winning team fight against Gen.G. A lot of it needs to be thanked by Xiaoxu. By forcing Kiin back to base that early on, by getting him to TP, it made it so much harder for him to get involved in the fight. That meant that JDG had the numbers advantage coming into this Dragon fight, and GALA did exactly what he needed to do. He set his sights on Chovy, he looked to remove him from the fight, and he succeeded beautifully. So the ultimate comes out early from the Maokai. While the Dragon gets secured, they turn their attention on the Duro, but look at this TP from behind. Xiaoxu comes in from the flank. JDG have lost a lot of HP, but with the arrival of their top laner, now the fight becomes a lot more playable. They've got Tibbers in there for the extra assist. GALA ignores the Nocturne, fully centered onto Chovy. They force the flash out from Ruler, and JunJia's just barely able to escape with his life as well. Kiin finally arrives to the fight, but it's too little too late. JDG, they win a big team fight.
It's so close, though. A couple of those curtain calls hitting in the end would have been enough, but what a fight. Like,
I don't know what we bleeped.
Nor do I, but I don't think it was presentable on broadcast. JDG with a 1,000 gold lead. Importantly, they did lose the Drake in that fight, so they are still 2 away from getting sold. Chovy still 2k ahead of HongQ on this way. But JDG have shown us that they can isolate Chovy, take him out in these fights, and GALA so big on this Corki right now.
Look at all the Merc treads that are being bought. So HongQ's like, you know what, Void Staff, that's what I need. Either a Crypt Bloom or a Void Staff. We need that magic penetration. Another tower's gonna fall though. That gold difference not significant enough that JDG has a strong foothold. The gold is largely scattered, and it's ultimately become a battle of GALA versus Chovy right now, with the single pieces being that potential difference maker. Can Kiin land an ulti onto GALA? Can Canyon knock out the lights long enough to make it hard for GALA to find the fight? Can Chovy navigate his way around this CC? And with a target on his head, multiple members are going to be eyeing him up to take him out of the fight as quickly as they can. So these fights are going to be exciting. This feels like the closest game we've had so far in this series.
Ready. The other 2 games have ended within 4 minutes of this moment.
That is absolutely correct, Medic.
It is entirely defined as the closest game we have had so far in this best of 5. JDG trying to fight back, trying to prove that Gen.G are not as infallible as they've been made out to be.
I mean, yeah, they only lost 2 games so far this year. So for JDG to add another to the record would be a huge achievement for them, which is a crazy thing to say. But all right, let's think about this. A dragon in a minute and a half. That's likely the next main objective. Both teams want to get as much gold as they can. HongQ, have you finished your second item? That would be huge if you have. Let's see, he's going to go back to base now.
JunJia does have the Bloodletter's Curse for a little bit of that magic reduction.
A little bit off from the Crypt Bloom. Bit of a shame for him.
They
They're throwing this out early.
JunJia for Duro and Ruler. Duro there with the Unsealed Spellbook takes the cleanse and manages to.
I don't know if I like this though. You've got Dragon in a minute. Is Maokai's ulti low enough cooldown that it's going to be fine?
I want to say it's like 80 seconds away, but that's very much a oh, it's 50 seconds away, so it will be back up in time for the
fair
drain.
enough. Yeah, great. Yeah. Observer's helping us out with that. So fair enough. Yeah, completely valid play. They get the cleanse up from Duro, I guess. They would have preferred Ruler's cleanse, I'm sure. But his flash is going to be up as well. Looks like a bunch of the flashes, actually maybe GALA's won't be up in time. Either way, we'll see as we get closer as JDG just clearing out the vision.
Yeah, Gen.G going to have all their flashes for this next fight.
HongQ catching that wave on the top side. I imagine maybe one more wave will be enough if he can get it. It's such a nice spike to have ahead of this fight. Duro though. Duro
going in, looking for the engage here onto Vampire with the paranoia there for this follow-up, and the damage from Chovy enough. Spiraling despair for JunJia, and the severing bolt brings lightning down from the sky. The follow-up from Kiin onto GALA, no escape for him. And once again, it's a fight around a dragon spawn that spells the doom of JDG.
But it's the Baron that they'll set their sights on. Gen.G, they catch you in the setup. No flash available on GALA, no ulti available for JunJia. Just as you think JDG have got a foothold on this game, an opportunity, Kiin is not going to take it away from them.
Chasing down HongQ as well, who will get the stun, but Gen.G can now turn their attention to Xiaoxu, who is starting up the Infernal Drake. They don't want to give anything over to JDG. Xiaoxu still has that flash, has the Grim Deliverance. TP coming in as Chovy's going to join the play. Kiin diving on towards the Drake there as Baron secured for Gen.G and JDG forced to walk away from the Dragon. No soul point for them. Gen.G are taking everything.
Here comes the Maokai, the ulti is available.
Nature's Grasp in, looking to catch onto Chovy, but blocked by Kiin so well. And here comes Chovy's damage to the fore once again. The spiraling despair on JunJia is matched only by the despair for JDG. They thought they could take a fight, but Gen.G are just better.
Just like that, all of the hope is stripped away from JDG. Gen.G in devastating fashion get a fight, get the Baron, get the Dragon, and then win another fight. JunJia went back to base after his death, obviously, and then comes back out and dies again. Absolute devastation for JDG as Gen.G take a firm foothold here in Game 3 and are looking to close this series out in a 3-0 fashion.
Have another look at this. This is the catch onto Vampire.
I
just
really
steps
thought
up
this
for vision.
play was in. I thought it was way too deep. I thought they were going to get punished. But they have enough damage. They know that there's no flash available. Only just now is the flash coming up for Vampire. And then the long-range damage. And then the commitment from Kiin as well. Beautifully done. Great awareness of how much damage output you have. They get 3 quick kills and they're looking for more.
Spiraling Spare once again onto Vampire. Good tide away from him though. They've already caught out Chovy. Canyon going forward. Duro trying to get the knockback. Just trying to disengage here for Gen.G. GALA joining from the side. Public Execution flashed away from. He has to Valkyrie to the safety of his team. JunJia going a long way away with a twisted advance on Canyon. But Kiin's going to try and chase him out. Duro with a good knock-up. And now Canyon's still surviving. JDG, they've been pulled all around the map and they just can't find the kills they want. They'll get Kiin in the end. But they really wanted more out of that play.
They absolutely did. JDG, hey, at the very least, you find 2 kills.
Yeah,
one of those onto Chovy. You'll take what you can get at this point in the game as Ruler looks to get something for himself. That tower, it should end up falling, I think, thanks to the Baron buff. As he overstayed his welcome, though. He has the cleanse. Yeah, he's going to be able to move speed his way to safety. Okay, so JDG still got some fight left in them, looking for what plays they can get.
And JunJia is so squishy. Played his Seal Caps and a Negatron Cloak, that is not enough. He's got some health from the Bloodletter's Curse and from the Leandries, but with the curtains opening, Ruler finds his mark twice, and the 4th is enough to get the kill. 4th shot from Ruler, and the 3rd death for JunJia here on the tree.
I mean, the only good news for JDG is there's nothing that Gen.G can get off the back of it. There's no objectives left for them to play for. Chovy, he's just a little overextended on the top side. He does have his team on the top half of the map, so he's feeling relatively safe. Ends up being a trade 1-for-1, but I think that JDG are happy with that trade, and then with the arrival of the Corki, it's looking pretty good, but they get the flash out from GALA. And what is a bit of a scrappy exchange, Ruler finally joins the fray. The fight becomes scattered when Xiaoxu commits his ultimate to the fight. But JunJia in a 1 versus 2 forces Canyon back, and then is reliant on Xiaoxu and HongQ to come and save the day. They get that kill onto Kiin. A shutdown given over to HongQ means that he gets a nice injection of gold, but still, I mean, he's basically 2 full item, well, 1 full item behind Chovy.
Remember, like a few moments ago, we were talking about how GALA was the lead and Chovy was the lead for Gen.G.
Yeah.
Ruler's now ahead in gold, Vedi. GALA 3-1-3, has 30 CS lead, but because Gen.G have been able to take the Baron, open up these towers, take that standing gold off the map, Ruler's now at 3 items, and GALA, he's at 3.5 as well. It's a Serpent's Fang for him to try and get through some of the shielding out of Gen.G, but it is a struggle now for JDG when even their Fed carries are falling behind.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that mid lane play from Gen.G still just so crazy. They caught JDG completely off guard.
They caught us off guard.
We're so used to this idea that you play around the dragon, right?
Yeah.
You kind of wait for those timings, you wait for the setup. No, but they attack you in the setup. The amount of time that was available on those flashes was so finite that they had to make that play at just the right time, and they're able to pull it off. Really impressive stuff. They continuously demonstrate why they are the favorites here at first stand. The expectation is nothing short of excellence from this roster, and so far they are displaying it. 47 seconds until the next dragon. JDG had a good foothold over the first 2, but Gen.G have answered back over the following. This is kind of JDG's last chance, I would say. If they don't get a good fight here, then the game feels done and dusted. I know it may already feel done and dusted, but JDG do have one last opportunity.
I mean, you've still got a huge amount of burst, right? If you get a flash tippers into a
Xiaoxu's level 16.
Forward, yeah.
The TP is kind of early from him. It means that shield will fall off before the dragon really kicks off. JunJia, though, getting a little too close.
Stepping forward onto JunJia, as you say. He will be able to walk away for now.
Oh, I mean, Ruler playing with nothing but confidence. Look at the move speed he's got.
Oh, the severing bot onto JunJia as well.
They can't approach, man. This is what my concern was at the start when we talked about draft. How do you get close to this range? Like, Chovy's not even on the same screen as you.
Gen.G will start up the Drake. Again, only third of the game for either team. Ruler looking for the deadly flourishes, can't quite land them. Chovy puts the Gaze of the Abyss into the Tribush to force JDG to take a shorter path around. The Drake already down to 3,000. Nature's Grass coming out. Turn off the lights. The electrician's in the house. And immediately Canyon is just able to take the Drake. Then goes in. Severing Bolt landing as well as JunJia's forced to run away from the fight. The spiraling despair on Xiaoxu. He can't get close enough. Grim Deliverance only delivers him to his demise. Meanwhile, Gen.G continue to step forward. Kiin with a kill on the bot side. GALA knocked up and taken out. It's a 5-0 ace by Gen.G.
It's simple perfection from Gen.G. They play beautifully at arm's length. They make it impossible for JDG to close that gap. And off a single fight, they'll look to end the game.
Not the fastest best of 5 in history, but it was damn well one-sided. Gen.G proving they deserve the title of champions-elect here at first stand as they sweep away JDG with a dominant 3-0.
Nothing short of impressive. JDG looked like that they were getting off to a great start in this game. And just like that, Gen.G took it away from them.